ones, empaths, when you overcome the torment and the pain and the suffering that the narcissist put you through, and you really dig your heels in the ground and you start making a rapid recovery and you start moving forward with your life and bettering yourself, and you really, you're really healing and you're coming to terms with losing your soulmate, inverted commas, other half, spouse, husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, and you come to terms that you are dealing with nothing but a demonic entity, it really does drive the narcissist crazy. You starting to heal, getting on your journey. When they catch wind of this, right, and they realize that, because they think that you can't make it in the world without them. This is how screwed up their minds are. They believe they're so important, on the exterior. I know I always tell you, deep down in the core of the narcissist, they suffer with low self-esteem, low self-worth. But on the exterior, they've got quite a high dose of self-importance. And they think that you'll never find someone like me. You'll never be able to do this in the world without me. And that's why some of the discards are so brutal, right? And they're done in such a horrible way, because they really want to make you feel like you can't do no better, that you can't, move on with your life. And it's often why they try to not give you closure. Please press the like and the subscribe button. Help your brother out. It'll take 2 seconds of your time. Thank you. But if you really do the groundwork and you focus on healing, it's inevitably going to happen. If you're a chosen one and you're an empath, I promise you, you don't actually have to do that much work yourself. It will unfold in the way that the universe works and the way that God works, right? It's going to work out in your favor, No debt in the universe goes unpaid, as I heard somewhere else, and I like to say that, right? No debt in the universe goes unpaid. And these that will face the wrath of what's coming to them. And part of their wrath, part of the karma, is actually you healing, is actually you bettering yourself, is actually you moving on with your life. And when I'm talking about moving on with your life, I'm not necessarily just talking about you finding someone else. That's not what I'm talking about at all. Honestly speaking, I believe going through a period of isolation and solitude is crucial for the healing. I've gone through periods of isolation and solitude for some time, and it actually taught me my value. It made me realize, because there was certain relationships that I nearly got entangled in very shortly after the narcissist. And I will make you aware that around our vicinity, for some reason, when we've been with one narcissist, we run into another narcissist. And that's what I look at my life like. It was a repeat pattern of running into toxic individuals. They wasn't all romantic relationships. Some of them were friendships. Some of them were bosses. I went from, as a youngster, involved in the wrong sort of stuff, dealing and stuff. Psychopath, left that one. Another psychopath infiltrated my stuff, left that scenario, ran into the clutches of the narcissist romantically. And I had to take a back step and realize that, and this is what I'm saying, straight after that narcissist, I ran into some other toxic individuals, and they were looking for relationships and stuff, and I kind of saw enough red flags for me to stay away, right? And there was a few of them. So nowadays, I keep to myself, and it's going to take a special kind of someone. And this destroys the narcissist as well, because they realize that you realize your self-worth and your value, and you're aiming higher. That's what I want you lot to collectively do. I want you to aim higher, get what you deserve, aim for something higher, right? We deserve better than this narcissist. And all of this will just drive them insane. All of this will just drive them absolutely insane when they see how far you've come, how much of recovery you've made, right? Knowing that, you know those days when you used to have the uncontrollable tears and you can't eat and you can't sleep? Those days are gone. Those days are in the past. And you're getting on with your life and you're bettering yourself. And like, they thought those days would last forever. Oh, they wish those days last forever. They wish those days would last forever when you was like that. But it's the way that the universe works. It's like we're being taught, we're being shaped, we're being molded to become a better version of ourselves. Through all of this turmoil, we become a better version of ourselves, and we become a higher version of ourselves. And the narcissist was never expecting us to bounce back like this. As I say, we don't lose our elasticity. You know, the harder we fall, the quicker we get up. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we took a knock or two. We took a knock or two from the narcissist. But on the higher grand scheme of things, when you look at it from a bird's eye view, it's actually a beautiful blessing. And it's a beautiful divine intervention that was caused the separation from between yourselves. So if you really just focus on your healing and you get over the fact and you think, you know what, okay, I'm alone. I'm not lonely. I'm alone. Yeah, I'm alone. But that's all right. Because you might have support circles. It might be friends. It might be family. It might be colleagues. You might not have support circles. You might realize that a lot of people are trash in general, which is what I realized. I realized that a lot of people that are so-called associates or so-called friends, they weren't really there for you, weren't really there for me when I went through the troubles that I went through. And it hasn't all been sunshine and rainbows either, but I've gone through some real brutal times, not just the narcissist in general, but I've gone through some brutal times after the narcissist. And really, it's like a training camp, man. It's like a training camp. It's this training going on, and it's enhancing us, and it makes you, when you know how special you are and what you've got inside of you, is so special. You have these empathetic abilities. You have this unique set myriad of ways about your personality, myriad of things about your personality. It is a blessing. Like the narcissist doesn't have these types of things. The narcissist doesn't have these unique sets of traits. You know what I mean? They're like social chameleons. And you using the blessings that you've been given, once you overcome and you've realized, you know what, I'd rather be on my own than with this narcissist, all of this stuff kills the narcissist. It destroys them to their core. You know, the one thing the narcissist doesn't want is you knowing that you can get through life without them. And I hit the point, the narcissist never thought that, because I was so loving, right? And I'm sure you were so loving as well. And I was so kind and I was so courteous, right? And I was they kind of made me, not codependent, but in a way, you know, my life got mixed up in their life and I was doing stuff for their life, whereas I wasn't doing stuff for my life. And when the separation takes place, you start doing stuff for your life. You start doing stuff for your life again. And you start to realize that you was wasting your time mixed up with this individual. You know? And this is the one thing they don't want you to realize. They don't want you to realize this gift that you have. Like this blessing that you have in your life. And they don't want you to realize who you are. That's another thing they tried to keep from you. You discover who you are in the depths, in the trenches. You know, while we're going through the trenches, while we're going through the depths, we really discover who we are. And this just destroys the narcissist. It destroys them. You know, them knowing you're healing, them know you're becoming better. You know, they know you're embarking on quests, and now you might be embarking on in certain projects. It might be, you know, I always talk about people writing books or writing songs. You know, there's other ventures that you get involved in. And all of you have got skills. All of you have got talents, man. All of you have got some special talents. And some of us discover our talents when we're young. Some of us discover our talents when it's later. But the narcissist was a block to you discovering his talents. The narcissist was acting like a block. And this is why when they start to realize that you're discovering who you are, this makes them miserable as any... I don't even want to swear, but it makes them miserable, right? And they'll know because they analyze it and they watch what you're doing. When they've put you through a discard, they keep watch on their victim to see the suffering. Because if they see you suffering, like posting stuff on your social media that's related to them and stuff like this, they'll see that as suffering and they'll say, right, I've got them, you know, I've got them where I want them. And they keep watch from a distance. Or even those that aren't on social media. Do you know how many times that narcissist has probably been in a location near your house or near where you live, thinking about you, wondering if they just can bump into you, you know? Trust me, I've heard the stories. The narcissist circulates around where the person lives. I've heard stories about it. But how many times do you think that narcissist was there and you didn't catch them there? You know what I'm saying? Trust me, they keep tabs on you. They want to keep tabs on you. They want to make sure that you're suffering. And the moment they get wind that you're not suffering, that you're healed, healing is never ever over. Some people may tell you that you will eventually heal and everything will be perfect and sunshine and rainbows. But I want to give you the harsh truth that you are a victim of abuse. And you're always going to remember these lessons that you've learned from dealing with a toxic individual. We're a victim of abuse. So we'll sometimes, you know, you suffer with post-traumatic stress disorder. You suffer with problems afterwards. But it's this that molds us. It's this that gives us the discernment and the ability to judge well, which is what a discernment is. The ability to judge well. And we start to recognize these patterns of behavior in other aspects of our life. And we start to realize that friends that we called friends aren't really friends. And we start to see it in our families, and we start to see it all around. And we start to see it in future possible mates, you know, possible romantic partners. We see it within them, and we keep safe. And that's what I'm doing, you know. So I don't feel lonely, you know. I enjoy my alone time so much. And I want you to enjoy your alone time so much. I want you to get to that point when you just love your alone time. And you loving your alone time more than when you was with the narcissist destroys the narcissist to their core, you know. If the narcissist knows that you enjoy your alone time more than when you was with them, they're going to think, what? Because they need us. We don't need them. They need us more than we need them, right? You know what I'm saying? They need us more than we need them. So trust me, they're miserable now, and the healing journey that you're going on destroys them to their core, right? This is the karma. And I want you to just align with your purpose, align with your meaning in life, right? Because your healing journey is driving them absolutely crazy. It's making them mad. It's making them mad knowing that you can get over them. Because they believed that you would never get over them. They believed that you would stay upset forever. And I know if the wounds are still fresh now and you're only like a month or two in, or even a year, you know, a year, 2 years is still fresh when you're dealing with narcissistic abuse, you know. I'll be honest. You know, I looked at it like, you know, if you're in a relationship for 3 years, you know, it takes 3 years to go back to reset. Like, you know, if you was with them for 3 years, then you subtract 3 years, right? So say you was with them for 3 years, and then you go 3 years without them. That's back to zero. Do you see what I'm saying? Even though we've got the whole time of life experience that we've had before, but I'm trying to say it helps you adjust. And I'm not saying it's going to take that long for you to heal. We all heal at different rates, but it's take your time to go on this journey and enjoy the healing journey as much as you think you enjoyed the relationship, you know, as much as you think you enjoyed the relationship. As I always say, I never stop saying it, the best times of the relationship, you was at your lowest point, and the highest time of the relationship was when you woke up, when you was most broken, right? That was the highest point in time, when you woke up, because the whole other time you was asleep to the abuse. So just understand that if you enjoy this healing journey, you keep prospering, you keep going, and look for other areas to busy your time with. You know, look for other projects to do. You lot have got so many talents. We've all got talents. We've all got stuff we can do. We've all got stuff we can focus on. So let's focus on that. Make that our priority. And what I always say is, look, put God or universe number one. Put you number two, and let everything else fall beneath that. And if you keep those dynamics of keeping the universe or God, the creator, above all, and then you put you there, it's not being selfish. We've given a lot in this life. We've sowed a lot of seeds. We've given an awful lot to this world, right? We've poured a lot of love into the narcissist, and I promise you, those seeds that you planted in the narcissist are not wasted. They will manifest in your life in other ways, in other times, right? So just know that you're part of their karma. Your healing is part of their karma. You moving forward with your life is part of their karma. And who knows, you might even run into your soulmate further down the line. But at least select, be careful who you pick. Don't just let anybody in just because you're feeling bouts of loneliness. Sometimes through solitude, it can be our most powerful times in life. Like, just whether you want to believe it or just look at it as mythology, Jesus spent 40 days, 40 nights in the desert. I'm not saying that you need to spend the rest of your life alone, but I'm saying if you go for a period of time alone, it can be a real character-defining moment. You can really build yourself up. It can be a real character-defining moment. And this character-defining moment, it makes the narcissist crazy, because you become someone else. You rise up levels, degrees. You go higher up in degrees, in a spiritual realm as well. You're going up heightened in degrees. You're ascending. It's ascension. You're ascending higher and higher. And that's why I want you to look down at this situation from a bird's eye view and say, you know what? That narcissist wasn't that important, you know. You know, everything, and this is another thing that I'll tell you, everything that you loved about them, you fell in love with yourself. Remember that. I always say that as well. You fell in love with yourself because they mirrored you. There was absolutely nothing in the narcissist that was actually of any goodness. Everything that you think you liked about them was merely a reflection of your own light. And they mirrored you. And that drove them crazy. That could make a whole topic on that. That drove them crazy, you know. Their mirroring you drove them crazy, because every time they mirrored you, it made them feel like shit, right? Because they knew what scum they actually are. Dusty scum. Dusty weirdos they are. You know what I'm saying? So don't be miserable. Like, listen, they can go off and sleep with whoever. That's what the mindset you need to be in. You know what I'm saying? You need to be like, yo, you're never coming nowhere near me again. You're never coming nowhere near me again. Number one, it's dangerous because of soul ties, this, that, the other. Number two, it's dangerous for health reasons. If they've been with numerous people and they want to come and try to share a bed with you again, don't let them back in. Don't let them back in. You know, once you've door slammed, bolted and welded it shut, and you're going on your healing journey and you're prospering and you're bettering yourself and you're bettering your life and you're manifesting things into your life. Maybe you've got kids, you're looking after your family. You've got things to do in this world, you know. I remember I read from a subscriber, they just decorated their home. It can be something like that. They decorated their home. They renovated their home, right? You know, I'm not saying that all of us are going to write books or become the best musician, but I'm saying that there's different things we can do. It could be business related. It could be drop shipping. It could be setting up a small business. Find something you're passionate about. because they've made us passionate about them, and we need to change that passion that we have for them into something else. Make that be our driving force. Other things in the world. I'm not saying YouTube's my main focus. I'm just saying that for the moment, I enjoy making videos. I enjoy making content. I enjoy trying to help people. And as I always say, if I can help one person, you know, then my job's complete. You know, if I can help one person and just share my experience. I'm no expert, but I just share my experience that I went through. And it's really a hard time that we go through. It's a real hard time, and people don't understand. And that's why collectively here as a community, we understand each other. We're all victims of abuse that we went through, right? We're all victims of abuse, and it's going to take some healing. And I promise you, just if you do the little bit, you know, do a little 10%, God or the universe will do the rest of the 90%. You know, if we just put a little percentage in on our healing, God and the universe will do the rest. So anyway, I've gone on a bit long today, but anyway, thank you for watching today. Please press the like and the subscribe button. If you'd like to donate to the channel, you can find the link in the description box. And if you'd like a one-to-one session with myself, you can also find the link in the description box. Currently, I have the secondary channel, the spiritual channel. If you want to check that out, the link for that channel is also in the description box. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.